Yeah, thank you, Maria, and thank you all for joining us today. What an incredible privilege it is to have this opportunity to present Maritime Blue and our entire Build Back Blue coalition. So Maritime Blue, we work as a strategic alliance to accelerate innovation, where we call it sustainable and equitable blue economy. We're an independent 501c3 nonprofit cluster organization. We were formed in 2018 as we completed our state's really comprehensive statewide strategy for the blue economy that was led by our Governor Inslee, our State Department of Commerce, industry, research institutions, tribes, labor organizations, and community-based organizations around the state. And in order to now implement this strategy, we, and now our more than 100 industry, public, and nonprofit members lead and facilitate joint and innovation and technology development projects. We now run entrepreneurship programs for blue economy startups and founders. We coordinate equity-based workforce development programming, and then interconnect with regional, national, and global partners. Now, with these successful programs over the last several years, we've become a model and role for innovation cluster organizations, and which has now led to this Build Back Blue coalition with this Build Back Better opportunity. Together, we're working to support and accelerate green energy to charge the blue economy. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Jennifer States, who's our Vice President of Projects and Strategy. She serves as our regional coordinator for this initiative, and then our tremendous coalition partners that are online with us today during and available during our Q&A. So I'll turn it over to you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. Well, the Build Back Better Regional Challenge presented us with a really unique opportunity to advance not only our programs, our joint innovation projects, as Joshua described for our cluster, but as well all the newly launched clusters in our state, supported by both the EDA and the State Department of Commerce through our Innovation Cluster Accelerator program. So we assembled 14 coalition members and over 60 support partners to Build Back Blue, with the focus on green energy to charge the blue economy. The coalition's proposal seeks to equitably realign and transform capital investments in key strategic projects. These are designed to integrate and be supported with stakeholder-driven market analysis and project pipeline development, the yellow box that will be led by Washington Maritime Blue, and the new charge cluster for hydrogen. We'll also have comprehensive incubation and acceleration programming for entrepreneurship, as well as an equitable workforce and jobs development program to support an invigorated and resilient blue economy, with the latter two being led by the Clean Tech Alliance. The proposed construction projects will validate multiple new clean energy technologies that are focused on the decarbonization of heavy-duty transportation, as well as driving these economic and social benefits to our communities where they're needed the most. This includes 3 different green hydrogen generation projects, one for the Umatilla tribe in Oregon, one for Tacoma Power that will generate formic acid as an energy-dense liquid hydrogen carrier, along with a use case for shoreside power. And Douglas County PUD will provide hydrogen for Twin Transit's multimodal fueling stations that will be located in Lewis County along our hydrogen highway. This is part of a coal community's transition and workforce development plan to enable the shutdown of our state's last remaining coal plant by 2025. The City of Tacoma and the EDGE cluster will build the 5G enterprise network for the Tacoma Tide Flats. This will enable edge computing and use cases that support decarbonization of the maritime sector and optimization of delivery of goods through our critical ports. And Port of Benton will build the Advanced Energy Innovation and Commercialization Center that will provide high-tech and commercialization space and serve a regional R&D hub with support from our regional national laboratories, universities, as well as industry tenants that have already signed up to lease space. Our concept to commercialization graphic illustrates the vision of how our coalition will equitably increase jobs and economic activity across the blue-green economies and enable our region to capture economic, environmental, and equity benefits of achieving zero emissions by 2045. This innovation pathway shows that we will be driving key market analysis, growing the pipeline for our next pilot projects, the yellow triangles, building the key demonstration projects shown in green. And these two things bridge the valley of death, where the investments are most difficult to secure. The underlying program provides for entrepreneurial support and building the critical blocks of workforce shown in blue and orange. Each of these pieces are key building blocks for equitable economic growth and ensuring our benefits are shared equally in our BIPOC and rural communities. And finally, wanted to update you on our economic forecast. This is something that we did as part of our phase 1 funding, and it really shows both the maritime and green economy sectors have a strong foundation in Washington State for huge growth, with 66,000 employees in maritime and 75,000 in the green economy. The crossover of these two comes into play with the adoption of clean fuels and electrification of heavy-duty transportation. Examples include shipbuilding, such as the first hydrogen ferry that was just built in Bellingham, Washington, at our All-American shipyard. And finally, there's a great deal of excitement about our coalition and the regional cluster model for economic development. Secretary Granholm was set to visit us, but unfortunately, due to global events, was not able to. But our governor was so excited about this, he still came to our Maritime Blue Hub to talk about what we're doing. The state's really a strong supporter, and we have several new key pieces of legislation that will further support the blue-green vision of our coalition. We look forward to answering any questions you may have about our proposal and our coalition, and we have several of our coalition members on the phone as well. Thank you.